Good morning. I appreciate everybody tuning in this morning. I hope and pray that God bless you. I ask you to pray for us today that we'll be able to say and do the thing that God put up on our heart. First thing, I want to thank Campbell Missionary Baby Church for paying for their program and giving me the opportunity to come this early and preach today. If don't nothing happen, I'll be preaching at Campbell this morning. We invite you to come over there and be it today and pray. If you can't come, pray for her, 'cause I need God's help. I can't do nothing but God, I know that. I'm so thankful this morning to be able to get out of bed. You think, it's a natural you get out of bed every morning. No, it ain't. There's a bunch of people that weren't able to get out of bed this morning.
That's right.
Between the time we in out of bed right now to the time we grew up this morning, ain't no telling how many people die ain't till the devil hurt because they ain't never called up on God for salvation. If you that dang lost this morning, I hope and pray that you'll call up on God for salvation. You look to God. Don't look to some man. Don't depend upon some man, but depend upon God. He's the only one that can save you this morning. I got something I want to read this morning. I don't know exactly how I'm going to go, but I'm going to try to read this the best I can. But now I ain't got no good education. I can't read good. I can't pronounce some of the order, but God know all about it. Honey, God won't call me. He wasn't going to hurt me today. If I do anything today, God get all the honor and glory for it, not me. Honey, I'm thankful this morning that I know where my heart come from. It come from God. Honey, I don't depend upon what I know. I don't depend upon what some other man know. I depend upon the thing that God give us. You know, if preachers are talking about praying hour ago, if we don't pray and ask God to help us, we don't know be able to do nothing. Sure. If we think that we can do something on our own, we should waste our time because we can't do nothing but God help this morning. If you at that this morning, you lost. And I don't know how come I keep going to this, but maybe somebody listening to me this morning ain't never been saved by the grace of God. I hope and pray this morning that you'll call upon God for salvation, that you'll look to Him, and that you'll depend upon God for salvation. Don't depend upon what good work, because you ain't got no good work. Don't depend upon being baptized, or baptism ain't got nothing to do with salvation. That's what you do after you get saved.
Right.
Honey, let me tell you something this morning. If you at that lost this morning, I hope and pray that you'll call upon God, because He's the only one that can fix you this morning, the only one that can clean you up, the only one that can put peace in your heart this morning. Honey, I heard a man talking the other night on TV. And he talking about, matter of fact, one of the astronauts. He said that he went to the moon. He wanted to fetch men on the moon there. And honey, he talking about that he come back from the moon. And he talking about something happened to him, but he went to a Bible study. And he said he went to a Bible study there, and that he called up on God, that he turned his heart over to God. And he said a peace come out. He said, I can't even tell you how good it is. Honey, that's what salvation is this morning, peace at God. If you ain't got peace at God this morning, that's what you need more than anything else. If God fix you up and give you peace there, everything else will be okay. Let me get to my sermon if I can. And I hope and pray that God help us this morning. It say what, therefore, you know, nigger. Let me just tell you, I begin, I guess, Matt through the 25th chapter and the 13th verse. It say, what therefore, for you know, nigger, the day nor the hour in the Son of Man cometh. For the King of heaven is as a man climbing into a far country, who calleth his own servant and delivereth unto them his good. And unto one he gave 5 times, to another he gave 2, and to another 1, to every man according to his service, and straightway took his journey. Then he that had received the 5 times considered it the same, and then made another 5 times. And likewise, he that had received 2, he also bring another 2. But he that had received one and dug in the earth, and hid the royal morning. At the wrong time, the royal of these servant can't come and we order it then. And so he that had received 5 talents came and bought another 5 talents, and saying, Lord, they have delivered unto me 5 talents, and behold, I have gained beside them 5 more talents. His Lord said unto him, Well done, thy good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make them ruler of many things, and thou into the joy of thy Lord. He also that had received 2 talents came and said, Lord, thou delivered unto me 2 talents. Behold, I have gained 2 other talents beside them. His Lord said unto him, Well done, good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful in a few things, I will make them ruler of many things, enter thou into the joy of the Lord. Then he would have received the 1 talent, came and said, Lord, I know thee that thou art a hard man. Reaper thou hast not sown, and gatherer thou hast not sown. And I for you, I hid the talent in the order, till thou hast that is thou. His Lord and say unto him, Thy wicked and suffer servant, thou knowest that I reap I sow not, and gather I have not sown. Thou art therefore to put my mourning to the singer, and then at my coming I shall have received my own reward. Take therefore the talent from him, and gave it unto him him which hath 10 talents. For everyone that hath shall be given, and he shall have abundance. But from him that hath not shall be taken away ever that would have been. And cast you the unprofitable servant unto the dark. Thou shalt be weak and gnash of teeth. Let me tell you something this morning, and I don't know how I'm going to go, and I may take this out of content. But my thought this morning, I ordered this and thought about this. How that God bless us from time to time, and how that God take care of us, and how that God give us the increase if we follow Him. And you know, let me tell you something. I believe that the Bible teaches that a man that more you got, more that you have to answer for. And I believe that more that God give you, more blessing He preserve on you. Hey, let me tell you something this morning. If you at there listen to me, and you been saved by the grace of God, hey, you got something that can't no man take away from you. But hey, you need to let everybody know about what you got. You need to be working for God, and God will give an increase. You don't get a thing at it, you may get a blessing at it, but hey, God will get all the honor and glory for everything. But the point is today, if God give you something, hey, God give you grace to serve Him. He give you faith to believe in Him. He give you everything that you got. And hey, more that you work for God, more that you do for God, more that you are gain, and more that you not talking about gain. Hey, you don't gain thing in this world, but you're gain thing in heaven. Hey, let me tell you something today. I want you to understand. Hey, a whole lot of people today that we think ain't got nothing here, and they may not have nothing on this side, but when they get to heaven, they have clear lots. They will have all kinds of that God gonna give them because they serve God, because they have increase. How do you increase? You see that the gospel go out. How do you increase? You do the thing that God has for you to do. You testify God not up on your heart. You'll be willing to tell somebody about what God done for you, and you'll do the thing that He has for you to do, and God give the increase, and you get a blessing for it. And I believe that every time we get a blessing down here, I believe there also be a blessing up in heaven that God give you. Not that we might gain somebody, not that we can do nothing on our own, but if we follow God, if we get to the point that we say, here we are, give us something to do, and we'll be willing to work for God, and we'll be willing to put the thing that God give us. Let me tell you something today, that God may give you the ability to go out and meet people and talk to them. If He give you that opportunity, you need to tell them about Jesus. You don't need to tell about the thing of this order. Okay to talk about some of the thing of this order, but the main thing is, if God gave you salvation this morning, if God called you to go and preach this morning, you need to be that preacher. If God ain't called you to preach this morning and you got salvation, you need to tell every friend that you got, you need to take every opportunity you got to show the people and tell them about Jesus. We need to hold Jesus up before the lost and dying world today. And if you do that, let me tell you something. If God give you 5 blessings today, and if you give God the honor and glory for it, and you give God thanks for it, and you work for God, you get some up blessing today. And I believe that He'll double a blessing. Matter of fact, I believe that He'll more than double a blessing today if you work for God. That's what this talking about here. Let me tell you something. If God give you the opportunity to go somewhere, and He give you the opportunity to talk to someone, He ain't gonna give you a blessing there. If you follow Him, you might be able to see somebody, you'll tell them about Christ there, you'll tell them how that Jesus came and hung on the cross for they to be able to be saved, and they get saved, you get a blessing. Let me tell you something, you gain something there. Let me tell you something, you may not gain nothing this order. You may not have a big fan home, you may not have a big fan car to drive, but do we need all the fences on this side? No, we don't, because we're going to have all the fences on the other side. We're going to have a thing that we need on the other side, and we get to heaven, you ain't going to rope for nothing. God going to provide everything you need. And more that you work for God, more that you do for God, I believe it'll be more blessing you'll get in heaven. I believe that He'll wake up crying for you every time that you preach the gospel, every time that you testify, every time you hurt somebody, poor boy or girl, every time you hurt somebody in need today. I believe that God bless you. It ain't about every dollar that we can make today. Let me tell you something. I could have a bank full of money this morning and not be happy. I cannot have a dollar to my name and got the peace of God in my heart this morning and got the joy that God give me, and I've been able to see people get saved. I thank God for everyone that ever saw come up saying that I've been saved by the grace of God, because that lay mercy. It don't make no difference if I know them or not. That is the increase that God gives. Let me tell you something this morning. If we work for God, He'll give us the increase. He'll give us the thing that we say need of. He'll take care of the thing that we can't take care of. But there are some things that we need to do. We need to do everything we can to take care of the thing that we can. And what can we take care of? If you've been saved by the grace of God, you got a testimony there. You can tell people what God done for you. You can depend upon God this morning, and He'll take care of you. He'll give you some right word to say that may be a hurt to somebody else. Not that you get any honor and glory, but that God get all the honor and glory. Let me tell you something this morning. You ought to be thankful. There's so many people today. I believe that God give people a different gift. I believe some people got the gift to talk to people. I believe some people got the gift to sing. Some people got the gift to play music. Some people got the gift to preach. Let me tell you what gift that God gave you. You need to worship for God and glory, and then God will give you an increase. Let me tell you something this morning. What better thing could it be if you get to heaven and Jesus said, come on in here, my son, you have been faithful through thing. And then get there and maybe think that you have said something, done something that hurt somebody to repent and call up on God. Not Not that you get the honor and glory, but that God got the honor and glory for it, because He the master. He the one that owns everything. He the one that make everything. And everything that you got today, you owe it to God, and you need to give Him the honor and glory for it. Let me tell you something today. Honey, we ought to be so thankful today. When the preacher ought to go back for you. Honey, I'm thankful that from time to time I'm able to get myself out of the way and get down on my knee and talk to God. But most of all, I'm thankful that from time to time I can hear that little voice talking to me. Honey, do you ever hear that little voice talking to you? If you do, you need to be serving God. You need to be doing what He has for you to do. Honey, let me tell you something. There's a whole lot of thing going on today. Honey, I should thank you there. How many revival that going on and begin? Honey, we need to pray for every revival. Honey, we need to pray that God will be done. We need to pray for all our preachers about it. Honey, let me tell you something. If there ever been a time that we need to humble ourselves down and call up on God and give Him the honor and glory for everything, if there ever been a time that we need to order it today, because there come a day that a man won't be able to work. Honey, we don't need to be working for the thing in this world. We need to be working for the thing for God. We need to cry, get lost people come to the hearts of God so they can hear the truth. We need to pray for each other. We need to gain not for us, but gain for God. How can you gain for God? Because I believe more you do for God, more grace He give you, more faith that He give you. Honey, let me tell you something today. Honey, if I had to depend up on myself this morning to be able to do anything, I couldn't do it. But by the grace of God, honey, all things are possible. If I depend upon God to take care of the thing, and God will to be done. Not the thing that I ought to be done, but the thing that God, honey, let me tell you something this morning. And God give you a time to be able to do something. Honey, you need to do it for God and give God all the honor and glory. Be thankful that you're able to talk to people. Be thankful if God gave you the ability to pay a piano ever are. Give God thank you if you're able to sing a song this morning. Honey, give God all the honor and glory. Honey, let me tell you something. Honey, we worry about the thing in this world all the time, but we ain't worried about the lost people dying going to hell. But let me tell you something. We need to be worrying about them. We need to see that the gospel go out. How do you do that? You do a part. Honey, let me tell you, you can't do my part and I can't do a part. Honey, we all got a part that we need to do. We need to be serving God this morning. If there ever been a time that we need to turn back to God, it today. Honey, we talk about how bad this nation got. Honey, we talk about how much sin on every hand. Honey, they been sin all the way down through time. Honey, ever since the first man, honey, ever since he broke the commandment that God gave him, honey, they been sin ever since then. The devil do everything that he can to keep you and me from working for God. Honey, he put in our head that we're a little bit better than somebody else, or we as good they are. We see every mistake that everybody else make. Do you see all the mistakes that you make? Hey, let me tell you something. We need to open our eyes. We need to see the thing that we do wrong. We don't need to be hunting for the thing that somebody else does wrong. Hey, we need to be working for God today. We need to be doing the thing that God put up on our heart this morning. Hey, what did God give you peace for? Not that you are up and high in the order somewhere and not tell nobody, but He gave you peace of God. He gave you salvation there. And you got salvation there. You need to let everybody know about it. You need to get out in the order and tell people what God done for you. You can be a hurt to somebody if you follow God this morning. Let me tell you something, but if you hate your little heart, it don't never do nobody else no good, and you don't never gain no money. You don't never get a blessing for it. But you start working for God this morning, He bless you. He bless you in so many or you don't even know how. How can God bless a man so much? Because He can. Because He's the King of the King. Let me tell you something. I thank God this morning that He gave His only begotten Son to come and hang on the cross there and to be able to hang there and pay the sin debt. for whosoever. Let me tell you that whosoever mean everybody. If you at there my voice this morning and you ain't been saved by the grace of God, you don't need to be crying to work for God because you don't know Him. First thing you need to do is thank God in your heart this morning. Call up on God for salvation. Depend up on God this morning and you can be saved. Let me tell you something this morning. By the grace of God, you can be saved this morning. It says by grace are you saved through faith, and that not was said. It not work that any man suppose. If you are fan that, turn over figure, the disciple, the 8th verse, and that verse that, and that art say. I ain't telling you something that I don't know about this morning. I know all about the grace of God this morning. I know how that by the grace of God that I call up on Him, and He reached down and put peace in my heart. How did He do that? I don't know. How did He convict my heart? I don't know. But I know that my God done it, and I give God the honor and glory for it. Hey, who do you give God the honor and glory for this morning? Do you give God the honor and glory this morning? Or you try to take the glory up on yourself and say, well, I done. I've been baptized. I give to the poor. I hurt the nigger. And I do this and do that. I tithe. I get 10% everything that I got. Let me tell you something. You think that you owe God 10%? Let me tell you something. You owe God 100%.
Amen.
100% what we owe God. The preacher said this morning, how can I don't know how ever repay God? We don't never repay God. You can't repay a man for something that he give you for nothing. He give you a free gift now. A free gift that what salvation is. A gift from God this morning. Let me tell you something this morning. And you work for God. And you do the thing that God tell you to do. And you see the increase. It because God gave you the increase.
That's right.
It won't because you done it. Let me tell you, if I could save somebody this morning, I think that I could do something. But I can't save nobody this morning. But I tell you the one that can. If you look to Jesus Christ this morning, if you depend upon Him, you can be saved this morning. I ask everybody this morning, let me tell you something. If you've been saved by the grace of God this morning, you ask God what He has for you to do. And don't be ashamed to follow God. I believe today we got to a point we're afraid to follow God because we worry about what some man may think. If I testify and say something maybe say a little bit funny, they'll talk about me. It don't matter different people talk about you. If God's satisfied you, I need to be satisfied. Let me tell you, we need to be satisfied, our brother and sister. We don't need to hunt all the little things that they do wrong. If we don't hunt for the little thing that people do wrong, we need to look in the mirror. We need to get ourselves cleaned up. How can you take a take a mote at somebody's eye if you got a beam of wood? Let me tell you something this morning. It ain't my place to cry to clean anybody up. It ain't my place to cry to save nobody. It ain't my place to tell you that you need to do this or that. It's my place to preach the Bible to you, and then God will talk to you. If you want to hear that voice now, if you've been saved by the grace of God, you heard that little voice one time. He said talking to you. If you ask him to come in and hurt you, let me tell you something. My God meet at me. If you serve a God this morning that you can't fear, and don't never hear him talking to you, and don't never know nothing about him, what kind of God you serving? He must not be much. I'm serving God this morning that I can feel. I'm serving God this morning that talk to me. I'm serving God this morning that know everything about me. I ain't knowing me trying to hide nothing from God. I'm a son, saved by the grace of God. This old body is flesh, ain't going to sin until it die. But the soul, the one that God cleaned up, He cleaned it up forever. It ain't going to sin no more. Because God forgave it for all its sin. The one that I'm going to do, everything else. Let me tell you, the old boy going to sin day by day. He going to die some day or return unto the order. The fruit going to go back to God. And God going to do what He see fit. I hope and pray that in our road to heaven, that Jesus say, come in my boy. I hope God say, come in my son. you have done a few things. You have been faithful a few things. Come on in. Enjoy the short joy of thy growth. My God. Honey, my God. You say, who is with God? Honey, I am that I am. The one that met Moses up on the mountain there. Honey, the one that met me up there on Highway 52 in 1973. You had to sit. Honey, me and God met up there. Honey, he talked to me because he gave me peace in my heart. Honey, he didn't say, here you are. He said, him the peace is. You ask for it, I give it. Honey, today, that's what salvation is. Peace at God. If you ask for it, He give it. If you've been saved by the grace of God, honey, you need to work for God, and God give the increase. You might not know about all the people you'll be a help to, but it ain't about us knowing. It's about us doing the thing that God has for us. Honey, so because God bless us, honey. You don't think God won't bless you, honey. I tell you what you do. You try to serve Him. I tell you what you do. You testify. He tell you testify. You do the thing that God give you, and honey, you'll make some room for you there. Because there'll be people that get saved there, and they get saved, they become a brother and sister. You talk about a big family, honey. I already got a family but for your kid, honey. But I belong to a family that ain't no telling how many kids you are in. Honey, let me tell you, we all belong to the family of God. Honey, let me tell you, you've been saved by the grace of God. You belong to the same family I am. You might not believe the same I do, but if you got salvation, you belong to the same family I am. You may be wrong on something. I may be wrong on something. But we need to pray for each other. We need to love each other, and we need to work for God. If ever been a time that we need to humble ourselves down and get in one accord. How do you get in one accord? You say, God, here I am. Show me what you give me to do. Give me the grace to do it. And you follow God, He'll bless you. Honey, I know that for a fact. Honey, God has told me many times to go here and go there. And you say, how come you go so far away? Because God said to. And you get there, God working for you. And He'll bless you for being there. You ain't got to do nothing great. We don't do nothing great in England. God do all the great things. We should do the little thing. Let me tell you, so I thank God. Every time I get an opportunity to visit someplace, I thank God. For every time I get to hear somebody testify, I thank God this morning for salvation more than anything else. But honey, what else comes at salvation? Honey, you get salvation, you got a big family there. You're a family of people that been saved by the grace of God. They are my brother and sister. Honey, you can pray for each other, you can rub each other, and God put rub your heart for somebody you ain't never met before. But honey, I turn out to be your sister, boy. Be one of the best friends that you got. You talk about friends, honey. I may not have no whole lot of friends this world, but I got a bunch of friends that serve God this morning. And I thank God for each one. I thank God this morning that He able to save the lost. I thank God this morning He able to give us the thing that we need. We need to thank God for everything, and we need to roost the thing that God give us. We need to roost it to give God the honor and glory. If God gave you $1 this morning, you need to take that dollar and roost it for God honor and glory. Not that you get something, but that God give. Honey, God get all the honor and glory this morning. That'll be my message this morning. Thank God for the opportunity to be here. Pray for us today. We're going to go over to cabin. If it be God will, we're going to have to cry to preach again. And may God help us, and may God bless you and help you. That'll be my message.